you arrive at Kennedy Space Center, there's 2 different places you can get tickets at. Right here in this main kiosk, there's a little side kiosk over there. It's $15 to enter for parking. If you are military, you have to scan this QR code right here and verify with ID.me and get your discount. If you have any issues with it, like I did, go to Will Call and they'll take care of it for you. I just did the new Shepard experience. They put goggles on you, and it turns everything into like an interactive experience. You can look out the windows that are on the side, and they turn them into a digital view of you when you take off. You guys see the ground going all the way up into space. They put your hands in front of you. They're like a blue thing. It's kind of weird to explain it, but you can see your hands in a blue outline. And then once you hit weightlessness, they put up these little icons that you can pick from, which whatever you want. And so I picked the space shuttle, and you can tap them and they'll float around. You can grab them virtually. It's pretty cool, really cool experience. So if you come here, you gotta come in here to the gateway and try it out. You do have to make a reservation. Simply you get onto the free Wi-Fi. There's a QR code you gotta scan, set up your reservation, and you pick your time and you're good to go. That was a really cool experience. So they have 4 different interactive, like 4D experiences you can do. I picked Mars. There's about 8 people or so sit in chairs. They pull you forward to a screen, and they have wind and sound and vibration, all kinds of stuff. It's a really cool experience. So I just did the simulator for what it's like on the International Space Station going through the tubes. The last part of it was supposed to simulate doing a spacewalk because it's just a clear tube and you can look all the way down or up or around. So how do you go to the bathroom in space? Well, one, you have to take a seat. Two, you have to use a camera to aim, because if you don't land right, you're gonna have a mess. Then you have to kind of wiggle a little bit. You gotta wiggle it just a little bit to try and get the process starting. Then instead of water to flush it, they use air, it's like kind of like a vacuum seal, and then it goes into an airtight container. Just in case you're young and you're wondering what that is, that's a thing that used to call a Discman. We had a Walkman that you put a tape cassette in, then we upgraded to CDs, so we had a Discman, and so the lid would open up, you put your disc in there, you close the lid, and then you press a play button or whatever, skip to your song, go back to the song, however you want to work it. But that's what that is. In this section, they have memorabilia from each of the astronauts that were killed in the Columbia and Challenger accidents. The Columbia one's kind of close to our family because my wife actually was at NASA working with that crew for a few weeks, so she got to meet every one of them. She said nothing but nice things about them when she got home from working with them and stuff. So it was pretty interesting to have that connection for my family with that crew.
the robotic arm to launch satellites, build the space station, and do experiments in space. Can you handle the job? Press a button to continue. The arm has 3 joints you can control. The orbiter moves up and down and swings left and right. Use the joystick to choose a mission. Press the button to start. The center diagram shows the active joint. Use the small screen on your right to guide the arm. You need to use a different joint. You need to change the joint you're using. Pick up the pace, time's wasting. Be sure to choose the correct joint. Nice job operating the Canadarm. NASA.
How cool is that? It took me back 3 times, but I landed the space shuttle perfectly. What did you think about all that? That's pretty cool. That simulator, I wish I could take the camera into these simulators, but I understand why you can't. When you come here, you've got to try them all out. Now, if you do have back issues or maybe even heart issues, I probably wouldn't do the real experience of what it's like to take off, because they get up to 3 Gs in there with the simulation. It's really interesting how they do that. Well, it's 12:17. We've been here for a little over 3 hours. It's time to hit the Orbit Cafe. Let's see what they got. Well, that was a cluster. You might want to try and find one of the other little cafes around here, because that one is just insane. It took me about 30 minutes to get my food. And apparently when you order a meal, it doesn't come with a drink. A bus tour is included for free. You can get it over by the Mars Rover experience, or you can cut through the world's largest space gift shop.
You are now in the final minutes before the launch of Apollo 8, right here where it actually happened. Mankind is about to leave his planet behind and journey to another. It is one of those rare moments when history is not being made, destiny is being embraced.
says a big rocket. So I'm gonna step it out from tip to tail. Put in the comments how many you think it is, and we'll see at the end of the video if you're right. Behind me are the stands where you can sit and watch from Apollo 1, well, the Gemini program, through Apollo, the space shuttles, and everything that's going on now, including the prepping for Artemis. You can see it right from here. And I don't know if you can see it too well. I don't know how you can miss it. That big building back there, right? That's the vehicle assembly building. That's where they've put every rocket and the space shuttle together for every space launch in that building. That building is so big that you can put the Colosseum of Rome on the roof of it and still have room for a big parking garage. You can fit 250 million ping pong balls. You can fit the Empire State Building 2.5 times in it. The doors for it, the world's largest doors. It's just an insanely huge building. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get into that building, and we can't go out there and see the launch sites. They do have a rocket that's going off at 1 o'clock in the morning. However, I will not be in this area to see it launch. But they will let you know if there's a rocket on the pad and when it's going to launch. So if you're here and you want to stay up later, get up early, you'll be able to see rockets launch. Here at the Apollo building, you can take a 20-minute guided tour around the facility. You don't have to worry about being on the same bus. They drop you off and you just get in line for the next queue, and then you can head back to the main center there. Now we're gonna go check out the gift shop. Now, just so you know, the control center that we saw in the video, that's the original one. That was there from Apollo 1 through the Apollo missions. The exact same location. How cool is that? We have about a 15-minute bus ride back to the Kennedy Space Center, and then a little bit more to see, and then I'll let you know how many paces it was for me to get from one end to the other of that Saturn rocket. Doesn't say how much it costs, but I'm gonna probably go with $1 million, and it only goes 2 to 4 miles an hour. I don't know if that's money well spent. You can actually interact with astronauts. It's an added excursion that you have to pay for. There's the QR code that's in that video, is you can scan it to set up your reservation. Well, that completes our time at Johnson Space Center in Florida. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Hit it up in the comments. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, please. And if you had guessed 190 steps, then you would have been correct. That's how many steps it was for me from tip to tail for that Saturn V rocket, 190. So until next time, I'll see you next trip.